Normally, I was not supposed to come today,
Normalement, je n'étais pas supposé être là aujourd'hui.
but the Lord sent me just for a message.
Dieu m'a envoyé juste pour un message.
The Lord sent me just for a message. Continuous warning for US.
Un avertissement continu pour
There
les
was a warning
États-Unis.
that God gave President Joe Biden when we were that way.
Il y avait un avertissement que Dieu avait donné au président Joe Biden quand nous étions encore de l'autre
On the
côté.
11th of April 2021,
Le 11 avril 2020,
I gave a prophecy
j'avais donné une prophétie.
that there is an upcoming war
Il y a une guerre à venir
that America will be involved in.
dans laquelle l'Amérique sera
And God said
inclue.
we should warn Joe Biden not to be involved in this war.
Et Dieu avait dit qu'on avertisse le président
Because
Joe
if
Biden
he involved in this war
parce que s'il s'implique dans cette guerre
and do what God was seeing him doing,
et il fait ce que Dieu le voyait faire,
this will be the downfall of America.
cela sera la chute des États-Unis.
But God is sending me to come and insist
Mais Dieu m'envoie insister
because I'm seeing his footsteps
parce que je vois ses pieds, ses
towards
pas,
what God was saying.
je vois ses pas vers ce que Dieu est en train de dire.
And this is America going.
Et ça, c'est les États-Unis qui tombent.
Remember, God is not only talking to us. It's
Tenez-vous,
not
Dieu ne
only.
parle pas seulement
It means that
avec
He
nous.
is also talking to us here.
Il parle
He's
aussi
not only
avec
talking
nous.
to us here.
Il ne parle pas seulement avec
This
nous.
message is for the whole world.
Ce message, c'est pour le monde entier.
This message is for the whole world.
C'est pour le monde entier, ce message.
Whatever we preach here,
Tout ce que nous prêchons ici,
we will not come and stand here and talk anything that is from us.
nous ne faisons rien de nous-mêmes.
We speak only what we hear the Father speaking.
Nous parlons seulement ce que nous avons écouté le Père
His Father
parler.
is not only speaking to us.
Dieu ne peut
When
pas
He
seulement
speaks,
parler à nous,
His voice goes to the whole world.
mais sa parole, c'est pour le monde entier.
So, there is, let me talk about this nation, America,
Parlons pour cette nation, l'Amérique.
because there is something very closer.
Parce qu'il y a quelque chose de très proche.
There is something very closer.
Il y a quelque chose de très proche.
This is what the Lord revealed
Voici ce que Dieu a révélé
concerning what is before America.
concernant ce qui parle de l'Amérique.
Mr. Joe Biden,
Monsieur John Biden
you should be careful.
doit faire très attention.
Mr. Joe Biden,
Monsieur Joe Biden,
you should be careful.
il doit faire très attention.
I see Biden. I see Joe Biden.
Je vois Joe Biden,
I see mineral.
je vois les minéraux.
This mineral,
Ces minéraux,
what kind of dangerous mineral it is?
quel genre de minéraux ici là?
I see Biden again.
Je vois encore Biden,
I see brigade.
je vois Breda,
Brigade.
Brigade.
You know brigade?
Vous connaissez Brigade? Non,
Brigade. Brigade.
Brigade.
This military.
Je vois la brigade.
I see brigade combat team.
Je vois la brigade de combat.
I see brigade combat team.
Je vois la brigade combat.
I see Biden.
Je vois Joe Biden.
Brigade.
Je vois la brigade.
Brigade. That's military.
Ça veut dire les hommes
Combat.
en tenue.
I see Biden.
Je vois encore Biden.
United Nations Forces.
Je vois la force des États-Unis.
I see Biden.
Je vois encore Biden.
I see United Nations Forces.
Je vois les forces de l'ordre des États-Unis.
I'm not going into details, but the message is going.
Le message est passé.
Mr. Biden should not think he is powerful.
Monsieur Biden ne doit pas prendre cela puissant.
Mr. Biden should think he is powerful.
Que Monsieur Biden ne croit pas qu'il est puissant.
I see some more powerful nations.
Je vois un pays plus puissant.
I see some more powerful
Je
nations.
vois un pays plus puissant.
I see America into war.
Je vois l'Amérique en guerre.
I see America into
Je vois l'Amérique en guerre.
and
Et,
this is the down of America.
et c'est la chute de l'Amérique.
This is the downfall of America.
C'est la chute de l'Amérique.
It's the downfall of America.
La chute de l'Amérique.
Times. May God bless His word in Jesus' name.
Que Dieu bénisse sa parole au nom de Jésus.
No one is powerful
Personne n'est puissant
above his creator.
dehors du Créateur.
I'm not the one that created myself. Somebody
Tu n'es
created me.
pas celui qui t'a créé toi-même. Quelqu'un
So
t'a
his
créé.
authority is more than my own.
Son autorité ne peut
God
pas
bless
être
us all in
comparée.
Jesus'
Que
name.
Dieu
Now, the Russian invasion of Ukraine is in its 51st day, and there is now a possible new dimension to this conflict. In the latest, Moscow has warned Washington against supplying arms to Ukraine. This after the American President Joe Biden, remember, had announced that the United States will be sending $800 million more of military assistance to Ukraine. Now, accusing the Biden administration of adding fuel to the war, Moscow has now sent a formal diplomatic note to Washington, D.C. The note, called Dimash, which was sent through normal channels, highlighted on how the weapons that the Americans were sending to Ukraine was having an impact on the war in Ukraine. The note also suggested that the Russians were extremely concerned with the new tranche of sophisticated, high-powered offensive weaponry that the Americans wanted to supply to Ukraine. Now remember, this of course is a part of the Biden administration's $800 million package. So let's tell you as to what weapons the Biden administration is sending. It consists of 1,855mm howitzers. These are essentially artillery guns. And there are also 40,000 artillery rounds and 200 M113 armored personnel carriers and 11 Mi helicopters, 300 Switchblade drones and 500 Javelin anti-armor missiles. According to the American officials, these weapons will help the Ukrainian soldiers to fight a different style of battle in the open areas of Donbas, where the Russian forces appear to be massing up for an attack. The two-month war has severely depleted Kiev's firepower, but the Ukrainian forces continue to fiercely resist the Russian onslaught. But its armory is said to be depleted, and the Ukrainian president is pressing for an urgent delivery of these ammunitions.
Чим більше і чим швидше ми отримаємо всю зброю, яку запросили, тим сильніші будуть наші позиції, тим скоріше буде мир.
However, the Kremlin has warned that arming Ukraine with weapons can of course lead to some very unpredictable consequences, which includes targeting deliveries of weapons to eastern Ukraine. And that has of course become the recent focus of Russia's 2-month-old invasion of Ukraine. This has further prompted some fresh risks of a direct Russia versus NATO confrontation. There's also some substance to the Russian threats as well. Moscow has repeatedly said that any weapon deliveries to Ukraine will be legitimate targets, which has made NATO rethink its vows of arming Ukraine. On the 13th of March, Russia, remember...
I see Biden. I see Joe Biden.
Je vois Joe Biden.
I see mineral.
Je vois les minérales.
This mineral,
Ces minérales,
what kind of dangerous mineral it is?
quel genre de minérales c'est là?
At its latest policy on the use of nuclear weapons, and unlike what President Biden had suggested would be his approach, the policy says, as has long been the case, that the United States is willing to use nuclear weapons first in extreme circumstances to counter threats to its vital interests or those of its allies. Yishi Hu has more.
U.S. President Joe Biden has apparently decided not to adopt what he said is his preferred policy of no first use of nuclear weapons. According to the 2022 Nuclear Posture Review submitted to Congress by the Pentagon, the United States, as in years past, will consider the use of nuclear weapons in extreme circumstances to defend the country's vital interests and those of its allies and partners. The policy, however, did not elaborate on the conditions it describes as extreme circumstances. In his 2020 presidential campaign, Biden had endorsed a policy of no first use, meaning the U.S. would only launch nuclear weapons if it was attacked with them first. But this was met with concern from American allies. Biden's apparent decision to stick with the policy of potential first use may have been influenced by the increased risk of Russia using nuclear weapons in its war on Ukraine, and also signs of an imminent nuclear test by North Korea and China's massive nuclear expansion.
I see Biden again.
Je vois encore Biden.
I see brigade.
Je vois Brigade.
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 You know brigade?
Vous connaissez Brigade? Non.
Brigade. Brigade.
Brigade.
This military.
Je vois la brigade.
I see brigade combat team.
Je vois la brigade de combat.
I see brigade combat team.
Je vois la brigade combat.
I see Biden.
Je vois Joe Biden.
Brigade.
Je vois la brigade.
Brigade. That's military.
Ça veut dire les hommes
Combat.
tenus.
I see Biden.
Je vois encore Biden.
United Nations forces.
Je vois la force des États-Unis.
I see Biden.
Je vois encore Biden.
I see United Nations forces.
Je vois les forces de l'ordre des États-Unis.
I'm not going into details, but the message is going.
Le message est passé.
President Biden says with that, President Putin declared his war.
Putin's aggression against Ukraine will end up costing Russia dearly, economically and strategically. We will make sure of that.
A senior defense official telling ABC News the president is sending an additional 7,000 troops heading to Germany to reassure NATO allies.
President Biden has ordered several thousand U.S. troops to take up new positions in Eastern Europe as Russian forces crowd Ukraine's borders. The Pentagon said today that 2,000 soldiers will deploy from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, to Poland and to Germany. Another 1,000 will move from Germany to Romania.
Mr. Biden should not think he is powerful.
Monsieur Biden ne doit pas prendre cela puissant.
Mr. Biden should think he is powerful.
Que Monsieur Biden ne croit pas qu'il est puissant.
I see some more powerful nations.
Je vois un pays plus puissant.
I see some more powerful
Je
nations.
vois un pays plus puissant.
Yeah, that's right. A US official has now confirmed that President Zelensky did ask President Biden to declare Russia a state sponsor of terrorism. This is all about finding ways to pressure and isolate Russia. And if designated, Russia would join countries like Iran and North Korea on that list.
Why is the Lord repeating this message? Because
le Seigneur répète ce message,
what he warned America of is what America is fully engaged in now.
c'est parce que ce qu'il a averti, pour lequel il a averti les États-Unis, c'est ce que les États-Unis sont en train de faire maintenant.
What the Lord revealed,
Ce que le Seigneur a révélé,
he told me that this is what is coming before America. The message was
qui vient
given
vers les États-Unis.
11 of April
Le message a été
last
donné
year.
le 11 avril de l'année dernière.
9 months after, I said there's
9
an
mois plus tard,
upcoming war
il y a dit qu'il y a une guerre à venir
that America will be involved in.
dans laquelle les États-Unis seront
But God
impliqués.
is telling Joe Biden not to be involved in this war.
Et Dieu demande à Joe Biden de ne pas s'impliquer dans cette guerre.
God showed military.
Dieu a monté les militaires.
God showed US military
Il a monté l'armée des
with
États-Unis
United Nations forces.
avec l'armée des Nations Unies.
It's exactly what Joe Biden is doing.
C'est ce que exactement Joe Biden est en train de faire.
God talked about a dangerous mineral that he's seen Joe Biden with.
I see Joe Biden.
Je vois Joe Biden.
I see mineral.
Je vois les minéraux.
This mineral.
Ces minéraux,
What kind of dangerous mineral it is?
quel genre de minéraux est cela?
Dieu a parlé d'un minerai dangereux.
That mineral is uranium mineral that is used to make nuclear weapons.
Ce minerai, c'est l'uranium, ce qui est utilisé pour faire l'arme nucléaire.
Just of recent,
Juste récemment,
what America signed earlier,
ce que les États-Unis avaient signé,
that they will not be the
Plutôt.
first people to use nuclear weapons
qui ne devaient pas être les premiers à utiliser
in
l'arme
case of
nucléaire
anything.
en cas de toute chose.
The same Joe Biden who was involved in that decision since
Le même Joe Biden, c'est qui était impliqué dans cette décision.
2020.
Depuis 2020,
Just of recent, he has cancelled that decision.
récemment, il a annulé cette décision.
US President Joe Biden has apparently decided not to adopt what he said is his preferred policy of no first use of nuclear weapons. In his 2020 presidential campaign, Biden had endorsed a policy of no first use, meaning the US would only launch nuclear weapons if it was attacked with them first.
That he's going to use nuclear weapon in case of anything.
Donc, il a dit qu'il va utiliser cette arme nucléaire en cas
It's
de
exactly
en cas
what
de
God is
extrême
warning
mesure.
him of.
Et c'est ce pourquoi Dieu l'avertit.
God is continuing to warn America
Dieu continue à avertir les États-Unis
If Joe Biden loves America,
Si Joe Biden aime les États-Unis,
he does not know the other people, their strength.
il ne connaît pas la force des autres peuples.
There are some people that before they go down,
Il y a des personnes qu'avant qu'ils ne tombent,
they have caused a lot of havoc
ils ont d'abord causé
to you
beaucoup de
before going
problèmes.
down.
Beaucoup de problèmes avant de tomber.
America,
Que les
I'm
États-Unis,
seeing America going down.
je vois les États-Unis tomber.
If Joe Biden does not withdraw his steps
Si Joe Biden ne retire pas ses pas
towards this war,
vis-à-vis de cette guerre,
I'm seeing a full-scale war
je vois une grande guerre
that America will be involved.
Dans
This war will
dans
go
laquelle-
into full scale with America
dans laquelle les États-Unis seront.
if Joe Biden does not withdraw.
Et si Joe Biden ne se retire pas, les États-Unis seront impliqués dans cette guerre.
This is the man that is foiling everything. This Joe Biden.
Pour moi, Dieu m'a montré l'homme qui est en train de
He's like the foil
changer toutes choses.
to what is going on now.
Il est comme le pétrole qui est en train de ce qui se passe maintenant.
If that foil is stopped,
Si ce
you will see
pétrole est
fire will
arrêté,
also go down.
vous allez voir que le feu aussi va s'arrêter.
That's why God is concentrating on warning Joe Biden.
C'est pour ça que Dieu se concentre à avertir Joe Biden.
So please, America, this is a message from God.
Donc, s'il vous plaît, les
Joe
États-Unis,
Biden,
ça c'est un message de Dieu. Joe
You love your
Biden,
nation.
Joe Biden, monsieur
God
Joe
love
Biden,
your
vous aimez
nation.
votre nation. Dieu aime votre nation.
Remember the Bible says,
Souvenez-vous, la Bible déclare
2 Chronicles,
dans 2 Chroniques,
chapter 7, verse 14.
chapitre 7, verset 14,
If my people
que si mon
who
peuple,
are called by my
c'est
name,
lequel a invoqué mon nom,
if they humble
s'il
themselves,
s'humilie,
pray,
il prie,
seek my
s'il
face,
cherche ma face,
I will hear them from heaven,
je vais les écouter des cieux.
forgive their
Je
sins,
vais leur pardonner leurs
and
péchés.
heal their land.
Je vais guérir le pays.
Joe Biden should repent from what he is engaging in,
Joe Biden doit se repentir.
and
de ce-
America
ce
will be
quoi il
saved from this
s'engage.
disaster I'm seeing.
Et les États-Unis seront sauvés de ces désastres que je suis en train de voir.
I see a lot of military.
Je vois beaucoup de militaires.
Joe Biden will cause a lot of military to fall.
Joe Biden va causer beaucoup de militaires tomber.
These are the children of people. A lot.
Ce sont les enfants de l'État.
Even the United Nations
Même les
militaries will be involved.
Même les forces des
Huge
Nations Unies
number
seront
of
incluses.
militaries.
Beaucoup de militaires.
Joe Biden will cause them to fall.
Beaucoup de militaires. Joe Biden va être.
First, let's listen to Joe Biden. This is the US president announcing fresh American deployments in Europe.
We've reaffirmed that our Article 5 commitment is sacred, and an attack on one is an attack on all, and we will defend every inch of NATO territory. Every inch of NATO territory.
This was Biden's assessment. He said this during the NATO summit in Madrid yesterday. Today was the final day of that summit. America has made two clear conclusions. Number one, Putin cannot be trusted. And number two, America's allies feel threatened. And that gives Joe Biden a reason to mobilize his military. So where will American troops be deployed? Let's give you a breakdown. A brigade will be stationed in Romania. 2,000 American troops will be deployed here. Plus 3,000 soldiers will be stationed in Romania on a rotational basis. So that means a total deployment of 5,000 troops. Next is the United Kingdom. It will host 2 squadrons of American F-35 fighters. The third location is Spain. 2 American Navy destroyers will be moved there. Remember, Spain already has 4 American destroyers, so now it will have a total of 6. America is deploying air defense systems too. They will be sent to Italy and Germany. But their biggest move will be in Poland. Here, the US is planning a permanent military headquarters. The 5th Army Corps of the US military will be stationed in Poland. This is a combat force.
I'm seeing a disaster that will visit America.
Je vois un désastre qui va visiter les États-Unis.
The people that America is joking with,
Les gens avec lesquels les États-Unis jouent,
they are planning something serious on the ground.
ils planifient quelque chose de très sérieux
It will
en couverture.
devastate America.
Et cela va dévaster les États-Unis.
God bless America.
Que Dieu bénisse les
I
États-Unis.
pray that may God show mercy
Je prie que Dieu montre
and
la
touch the heart
miséricorde
of this man, Joe Biden,
et qu'il touche le cœur de cet
to
homme Joe
withdraw
Biden
his steps in Jesus' name.
pour faire chemin en arrière.
In
au nom de
Jesus'
Jésus.
name.
Au nom de Jésus.
In Jesus' name.
Au nom de Jésus.